How you doing? I hope you're doing well. I've been working on pre-production for our Jason Todd fan series. Thanks for asking. You can check out the teaser and Indiegogo link down below. It's been the dream project of mine for so long, and all the support you guys have shown it thus far has meant the world to me. Batman Mask of the Phantasm, along with Spider-Man 2, have been the two most defining caped films in my life. Some of my favorite, most personally influential movies ever. That may seem a bit hyperbolic, but dude, these guys are my rock. They've been there for me through all the ups, through my childhood, through those weird teenage years, and into my young adulthood. Through all the ups and all the downs and everything in between. Dependable, sturdy, steady. A true love. And what better way to talk about love than by finally talking about Mask of the Phantasm? What better way to talk about the Batman and his heartbreak than in the month of February? But first, I'd like to thank today's sponsor, Bosley. Did you know that 2 out of 3 guys experience some form of hair loss by the age of 35? That's terrifying. But Bosley RX offers a simple, sexy, and convenient way to restore, regrow, and keep your hair. Bosley's is America's #1 hair restoration experts. They've helped millions of men answer their hair loss and hair restoration questions. I don't know about you, man, but I remember seeing Bosley's commercials on TV while I was growing up, and they've been in the business for over 45 years. So how does it work? Bosley's offers 3 FDA-approved, affordable topical hair loss treatment options depending on your needs and preferences. All you have to do is fill out their online survey, and a physician will evaluate your responses. Once you're approved, your treatment gets delivered discreetly right to your door, so you can avoid an awkward visit to the doc's office. With 3 topical treatments to choose from, plus Boz Revive shampoo, which increases circulation and strengthens your hair, you can find out which package is perfect for you by visiting BosleyRx.com. Start keeping what's yours. Learn how you can help stop hair loss by going to BosleyRx.com/HiTop, or click the link below to learn how you can get your first month free with free shipping. That's BosleyRx.com/HiTop to learn how you can get your first month free and that free shipping. Thanks, guys. The first thing that immediately hits you when watching Batman Mask of the Phantasm is Shirley Walker's beautiful orchestral score. Tragic as we glide through a dark, twisted Gotham, haunting as we take in the blood-red sky. We know we're in for a somber tale, a beautifully animated, stunningly lit, constructed tragedy, where every voice performance is layered, full of truth. Every line, beat, action across the brief runtime is efficient, is powerful. What starts as a simple gang bust with a new costumed player in Gotham slowly reveals itself to be a deeply sad tale of love. The armor that Batman, the Batman we know from watching the animated series, slowly gets taken off. The walls Bruce has built between himself and the world, between his tragedy and us, start to come crashing down. And we are left with a deep look at how Batman is defined not by violence or by crime, but by heartbreak. This Bruce is alone. We see it, how phony he is, how his billionaire persona is so far removed from his true self, how he picks friends, picks partners who will never be able to hurt him.
Really, Bruce, it's almost as if you pick them because you know there's no chance for a serious relationship.
How the only person, the only people he can show his pain around, show his broken heart to, is the memory of his parents. The greatest addition, if you ask me, that Paul Dini, Alan Burnett, Bruce Timm, Eric Radomski, and the rest of the wonderfully talented animated series crew brought to the Batman mythos is the simple idea that Bruce Wayne had a great love. The simple idea that a young Bruce Wayne had a chance, a choice, a different future, that there was a possible world, a life without pain, without Batman. They met on a sunny afternoon. They met in a graveyard. They met while speaking to their lost loved ones.
Yes?
Andrea Beaumont, filled with such electrifying life, filled with joy and freedom, a complete contrast to a young, stoic, stick-in-the-mud Bruce Wayne.
So tell me, with all that money and power, how come you always look like you want to jump off a cliff?
Why should you care?
I don't. Mother was asking.
Andrea sees the ugly side of life. She's felt it, the same as he, but she chooses to laugh, to not let it take away, to breathe with it, to smile with it. The film is defined by that contrast. We see a melancholic, dreamlike past of happiness, of love, of innocence, of a full heart, and we awaken to the harsh, dark, broken future where Batman can only allow the rain to express his longing, his desire to feel an ounce of that love again, of her love. The freedom he felt with her, how loose he was with her, free in a way that he never allowed himself to be. She'll pop in during his rituals, during his training, and be a burst of life, a ray of sunshine. She'll make him laugh, make him grin, make him care about something greater than his vow. And this haunts him. Bruce believes his parents want him to suffer, want him to live in torment, a sick, self-inflicted prison of pain.
I don't want to let you down, honest, but it just doesn't hurt so bad anymore.
He believes the rain, the lightning, the harm is his parents' way of communicating with him, telling him that it's not, that it can't be, that it never will be okay.
Please, tell me that it's okay.
In reality, there is no vow to the Waynes that will bring them back. In reality, they would want their son to love, to feel, to heal. And Andrea was perhaps Bruce's only chance of seeing that.
Maybe they already have. Maybe they sent me.
The warmth in the cold, the calm in the storm. She sees his darkness, his sickness, his torment up front before the mask was born, and she loves him anyway. I think we all long for that. I know I did. I do still. Finding someone who sees every part of you, the ugliness, and wants to share in it all. Share all of themselves and allow you to do the same. Andrea, in Bruce's mind, was the one shot he had at being that joyful, playful young man. The one shot for that broken little boy to allow himself to feel love, to feel warmth, to feel light.
What do you say?
Of course I will.
But the insecurity, the pain is always lurking underneath us, ready to impose its harm, to interfere, to interrupt. The night always looms over. A bat will always fly past the window. The swarm will always erupt into the most sincere of moments. Reality always has a way of ruining our dreams. Evil always has a way of taking from us what's good. As Bruce climbs from the caves into the light, that reality strikes, leaving nothing but a note.
Forget about me.
Andrea did not give Bruce the chance to fight for their love. She made a choice she felt she had to, and she left him without one. We often hope that maybe, some way, someday, somehow we can work it out. Find that love that was once so innocent, so full of warmth, of promise. But she broke the vow. Her vow to be there for Bruce, to love him, to help him heal. And he's left with only his vow. Bruce might believe that portrait represents failure, the plan changed, the vow not kept. And we might believe Thomas and Martha are looking down on their son with the ultimate regret. Regret that they could not be here to tell him that it's okay. The spirits of a mom and of a dad's heartbreaking sadness that their boy has condemned himself to a life of nightly torture, to a life of endless longing, condemned himself to a cave. When you have your heart broken, you look to any substance, any person, any ideology that will make the hole in your chest go away. You'll turn to anything, turn into anything that will help, no matter the cost. The look on Alfred's face says it all. What have I let their son, my son, become? But Bruce, underneath all the gadgets, the cape, the cowl, the fear, Bruce Wayne still holds on to hope. The hope that he can bring life into the world, protect it. The hope that one day he'll be able to feel her love again. Years later, they find each other in the same graveyard. And Andrea sees right through him. Still, after all this time, she sees Batman, what Bruce has become. and Bruce is almost embarrassed. He wishes to hide what her loss has done to him. But she would never judge. Both Andrea and Bruce have always been defined by loss. His parents, her mother, each other. Both fell into the abyss, plummeted down into the darkest parts of their hearts. Both found something there. Bruce found the Batman, and Andrea found something more twisted. The Batman and the Phantasm forever intertwined. Two young children in their response to trauma, to heartbreak. Andrea becomes an angel who brings death, and Bruce becomes a demon who protects life. Both pretending to be unfeeling, unshakable, to be these symbols rather than people. Andrea covers up how much she cares for Bruce, for her love. Maybe it's easier that way. Maybe it's easier to hurt him, to be cold to him, to not allow herself to love him. They are so very much the same, trying to foolishly hide just how much they care.
You still following your dad's orders?
The only one in this room controlled by his parents is you.
But it's all a front, a facade, held back tears. Both feel the need to protect one another, no matter the circumstance, the distance, the time. Both wish they could blame their parents for their current state, for their choices. Both so wish that that could be true of each other, that they can heal, that they can work through their trauma together.
Can we make it work this time?
I want to say yes.
Bruce starts to believe again that maybe after all this is settled, maybe then he can let go of his vow. Maybe he can love.
Maybe after this is settled, maybe then.
But that's another dream, an idealized world of the future that's long past. These two adults cannot blame their parents anymore. They cannot act as if they are fulfilling a promise to them. And the harsh reality of the world they have chosen for themselves is violence, is vengeance. The Joker resides in the wasteland of false promises and forgotten dreams, the jester of a future that never was. We've seen our hero and him fight 1,000 times, and we will see them fight 100,000 more. But this is not about them. Even if Mask of the Phantasm does raise the fascinating idea that the Joker was always evil, that it didn't take one bad day, that his unhinged cruelty took Andrea's father without remorse, extinguishing her light, which left Bruce entirely in the dark. But it's not about the bat, and it's not about the clown. It's about him, it's about her. It's about holding on to love.
They took everything, Bruce. My dad, my life, you. Look what they did to us. What we could have had. They had to pay.
But Andy, what will vengeance solve?
If anyone knows the answer to that, Bruce, it's you.
Even if their love is filled with broken trust, broken vows, a broken heart, Bruce still wants to preserve his image of her. All these years later, he's still trying to stop his world from exploding, from ending.
Leave, Andy.
Now. Please.
Heartbreak, the ultimate heartbreak, is realizing that your idealized future, your perfect love story, is nothing but a fantasy. Watching it burn to the ground is the ultimate pain, a pain many of us have felt. I know I have. The dream of partnership, of companionship, of no longer being alone, crumbling, shattering before your eyes, not by happenstance or by luck, but this time by choice. Please stay with me, please choose me.
No. One way or another, it ends tonight. Goodbye, my love.
Evil smiles at the idea that it stands in the way of happiness. True evil is laughing joyfully at the realization that none of it will ever work. Be sane, be okay. No matter how hard we fight against the current, the tide, pleading on our knees, begging for our love to stay, to help, to relieve, unable to breathe, to think, to process, standing up, looking at the damage, the reality, and realizing that it's all gone. The cyclical, unavoidable human nature of holding on to something that will never be, holding on to a heart that was once shared, that now is alone. Maybe the only peace we can get from heartbreak is the sense that more often than not it is felt from both sides. If you were the one who left or were left, both are left with a void, a space, a pain.
Do you want to be alone?
I am.
Connected, no matter where, no matter with who, a true love never fades, no matter how we choose to hide it, to conceal it, put a thin veil over it, put a mask on top of it. Maybe we grow from it, hopefully we do, or maybe we just wear it, learn to live with it, to walk with it. Batman is the embodiment of working through pain, trauma of all kinds, standing back up, wearing the heartbreak on his chest and managing to fight on. The harshest trauma, to me, is losing someone you once believed you'd have all the time in the world with. 2 gunshots, a single note and a heart-shaped locket. The lost dreams of a little boy, the fantasy that one day, if we work hard enough, if we just hold on long enough, one day, perhaps, we'll finally be enough. We'll finally be happy.
Please. I need it to be different now. Please. I didn't count on being happy.